This video is for educational and awareness purposes only. Any examples shared are generalized and edited for privacy. This content reflects personal experience and widely documented scam behavior patterns. No accusations are made against any individual, company, or platform. Some romance scams don't happen in weeks. They unfold slowly, over months or even years. Today, I'm breaking down how scammers play the long game and why it's one of the most dangerous forms of emotional manipulation. Up to this point in the series, we've talked about grooming, fake identities, trauma bonding, and emotional attachment. Now we're zooming in on the timeline, how some romance scammers deliberately stretch deception over long periods to deepen trust before ever asking for money. Time is not a side effect of these scams. It's one of their most powerful tools. Part 1. Why the long game is so effective. The longer someone remains in your life, the more your brain begins to categorize them as safe and familiar. We naturally lower our defenses around people who consistently appear day after day. That's why long game scammers are patient. They are not simply building a relationship, they are building credibility. Every conversation, every shared story, and every emotional moment becomes another brick in the foundation of trust. Over time, victims stop evaluating the relationship as a potential risk and begin experiencing it as a meaningful part of their lives. When someone spends months or years talking to you, the brain stops perceiving risk. Familiarity builds safety. Consistency builds trust. Routine builds emotional reliance. By the time money enters the picture, the relationship feels too real to question. Part 2. The daily connection strategy. These messages may seem small, but they create powerful emotional habits. The scammer becomes the first person you think about in the morning and often the last person you speak with before bed. They ask you about your work, your health, your habits, your family, and your daily frustrations. This creates the illusion of partnership and emotional availability. When someone is present every day, their absence begins to feel uncomfortable, which increases attachment. Long game scammers stay emotionally present. Good morning texts, midday check-ins, good night messages. They become part of your emotional rhythm. Eventually, your nervous system expects their presence. Part 3. Slow drip of personal disclosure. They rarely tell their entire story all at once. Instead, details emerge gradually over weeks and months. Maybe they mention losing a spouse, caring for a child, serving in the military, or working overseas. Each new detail creates sympathy and emotional investment. Because information arrives slowly, victims often interpret the process as honesty rather than strategy. Long game scammers reveal their story slowly. A little tragedy, a little distance, a little mystery. Each layer builds emotional depth while avoiding full verification. Victims feel they're uncovering something special, not being restricted. Part 4. How the future is quietly designed. The future is introduced one conversation at a time. A future vacation, a future home, a future holiday together. These discussions create emotional images that feel tangible and achievable. Victims begin planning emotionally for events that may never happen. The scammer isn't just selling a relationship, they're selling a future that feels within reach. Future talk and long game scams appears gradually, not grand promises at first. One day, I'd like to meet you. I feel like our paths crossed for a reason. By the time commitment is discussed, the emotional investment is already massive. Part 5. Why money is delayed on purpose. Many people believe a scam becomes obvious the moment money is mentioned. Professional scammers know that, which is why they often wait. They invest time first because emotional trust produces less resistance later. When the request finally arrives, it is often framed as a temporary emergency, unexpected crisis, or opportunity. Victims aren't responding to a stranger asking for money. They're responding to someone they believe they know and care about. Scammers delay financial requests to avoid triggering early suspicion. They let trust mature before extracting. By the time money comes up, victims think, after all this time, they wouldn't lie. Part 6. How long game scams survive doubt. Long game scammers are prepared for questions. In many cases, they anticipate suspicion before it happens. Rather than becoming defensive, they often become reassuring. They position themselves as the person helping you overcome fear. This can create a confusing dynamic where the person causing the deception appears to be the source of comfort. When doubts arise, long game scammers don't panic. They comfort. I understand your fear. You've been hurt before. I'll never betray your trust. Doubt becomes something the scammer helps you through. Part 7. Why long game victims blame themselves more. Many survivors believe the length of the relationship means they should have recognized the warning signs sooner. But manipulation that occurs over months or years affects decision-making differently than a quick scam. Trust was built gradually. Emotions were built gradually. Hope was built gradually. The shame survivors feel often reflects the depth of the attachment, not a lack of intelligence. Understanding that distinction is an important step in recovery. When a scam lasts years, victims often feel the shame is greater. How could I not see it after all this time? But the truth is, long-term emotional grooming is more powerful, not less. Part 8. Major red flags of a long game scam. Some warning signs include daily emotional dependence with no real-world progress, constant future promises without timelines, avoidance of in-person meetings month after month or year after year, excuses that evolve but never resolve, emotional intimacy growing faster than real-life integration. In the next video, I'll break down one of the most frustrating deception layers in romance scams: why scammers avoid video calls and the excuses they use to maintain the illusion. If this video helped you understand how time itself becomes a weapon in romance scams, please share it and subscribe for continued scam education, recovery guidance, and survivor awareness.